Have you ever imagined that someone could try to evict you from your own home? Well, that's exactly what happened to me. It all started with Karen, the neighborhood HOA president, who thought she could push me out because she assumed I was just another homeowner like everyone else. But what she didn't know is that I'm actually the landlord of her property. That twist changed everything. In this story, I'm going to take you through the events step by step, explain how HOA rules work, share the surprising legal details, and highlight lessons every homeowner should know. It began on a sunny morning when I received a formal eviction notice from the HOA. At first, I thought it was a prank. I had lived in my home for years, paid all my dues, and followed every HOA guideline. Yet here was Karen, confidently insisting that I was violating some rule. She even cited a clause about property maintenance, claiming I had disturbed the neighborhood aesthetic. I took a deep breath and read the document carefully. The HOA had sent it without proper legal backing, but many people don't realize how stressful even a baseless eviction notice can be. To understand this, you need to know a bit about how homeowners associations operate. HOAs are private organizations that enforce community rules and regulations. They can issue fines, demand property modifications, and in rare cases, initiate legal action. But they cannot evict someone from their own home unless there's a lease agreement or contractual basis that allows it. Most homeowners have more legal rights than they realize, and this story is a perfect example. I decided to investigate Karen's claims further. That's when I discovered the twist. The property she lived in was actually under my ownership. Years ago, I had purchased it as part of an investment, and through an administrative oversight, she was paying fees as if she were the homeowner. Suddenly, the entire dynamic changed. I wasn't just defending my own home, I was legally in a position to challenge her actions as the landlord. This is where knowledge and documentation matter. Keeping track of property deeds, HOA agreements, and financial records gave me a clear advantage. Next, I engaged a real estate attorney to guide me through the legal intricacies. We prepared formal documentation proving my ownership and her obligations as a tenant. When the HOA realized the mistake, Karen tried to backtrack, but it was too late. The tables had turned completely. I even suggested alternative solutions to resolve the issue amicably, but the shock on her face was priceless. The irony of an HOA president attempting to evict her own tenant without understanding the ownership structure is almost comedic, but also a serious lesson in always knowing your rights. During this experience, I learned several key lessons that every homeowner should take to heart. First, always verify property ownership and keep deeds up to date. Mistakes can happen, and having clear documentation is critical. Second, understand your HOA rules, but don't assume they have unlimited power. They enforce rules within legal boundaries, and knowledge of your rights can prevent unnecessary stress. Third, never underestimate the value of legal counsel, even for situations that seem minor. A quick consultation can save you months of anxiety and potential financial loss. Now imagine how easy it would have been for someone to panic. Many people receive HOA notices and immediately comply without questioning them. That's exactly what Karen assumed. That fear would force me out. Instead, I turned the tables. The HOA learned a valuable lesson too. Assuming authority without verifying facts can lead to embarrassment and legal complications. I even considered turning this into a teaching moment for other homeowners. Sharing this story is not about revenge. It's about empowering you to understand your rights, manage property effectively, and avoid falling victim to misunderstandings or bureaucratic overreach. Finally, after resolving the dispute, I reached out to neighbors and friends to highlight how critical it is to know your property details. Miscommunication, assumptions, and lack of documentation often create unnecessary conflict. By staying informed, documenting your property and ownership, and addressing disputes calmly and legally, you can prevent situations like this from escalating. So the takeaway is simple. Never assume an HOA has more power than you. Always keep property records organized. Understand your legal rights. And, in case of disputes, act calmly, gather evidence, and consult professionals. In the end, knowledge truly is power. And in my case, it saved both my home and my sanity. If you enjoyed this story, learned something new about HOAs, or want to hear more real-life property tales, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, comment below if you've ever had a surprising property dispute or HOA experience. We'd love to hear your story. Share this video with friends or family who own property so they too can learn how to protect themselves.